Hey everybody, it's TF Renegade here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers X Naruto collaboration pack. But before we take a look at these two guys, we got to look at this box. And I got to say right out of the gate, I think this is probably one of the better boxes that we've gotten out of these collaborations. I'm not a Naruto fan, so it's not like there's any bias here towards how the box is made. I think the design is really unique because if you guys don't know, if you walk into Target right now, the the Sonic Transformers 2-pack is actually in stores right now, and that box is very boring. So seeing something like this, it's really unique, and I like it. They have some kunai blades on the front here. Yes, I had to Google what these were called because, I'm not too well versed in Naruto nor Japanese weaponry like this, so I had to take a little Google search on that. But we have the nice Naruto X Transformers logo up at the top. You can see that looks pretty good. We got the standard Transformers logo there, Hasbro, 8 and up. We got kunai. We got a lot of symbols up here. Looks nice. On the side, we got some Japanese writing. It looks really cool. It's kind of like a scroll. So I like the look of that a lot. On the back, we've got character renders, and I think they look excellent. We've got the Naruto logo right there in the front, so you can see that. And then on the other side, we've got Cybertronian lettering, which I'm going to assume is just their names in Cybertronian. On the top, we have product shots of them, which I wish Transformers would do. I think they should actually have real images of the toys on their boxes more, because I like the look of this. But you can see we got Gamakichi and we got Kurama right there, and you can see how they look pretty nice. And we have the Autobot symbol in the scroll. Looks pretty good. And then on the bottom, we got a bunch of legal mumbo jumbo. Nothing important there. So that's it for the box. So here we have Kurama and Gamakichi in their robot modes, and I think they look really good. I mean, as someone who isn't a fan of Naruto, I do think that these robot modes are excellent just as Transformers. I mean, Kurama's got the Naruto look to him, and it's like robot, but you can tell it's Naruto, but it doesn't bother me that much. I think, if you're a Transformer fan who doesn't care about Naruto, I don't know if it'll bug you that much, because I do think it looks, really good. Especially I like the wolf face right there in the chest. I think that looks really good. But hang on, before we get into Kurama, we got to start with Gamakichi, okay? So Gamakichi is a core class figure in a $60 pack, by the way. Let's just add that in there. This is $60 that they're asking for this. But Gamakichi is a core class figure, and he turns into a frog. And I got to say right now, I'm like 90% sure this might be turned into Diver from Beast Wars 2nd at some point in the future. I just can't put my finger on it, but I just think they're going to do it. But I don't know how they're going to do it, because they got rid of core class. So they're either going to put this guy, if they make him Diver, in like a 4-pack, or maybe put him in like a 2-pack or something. But, we'll look out for that in the future. But when it comes to Gamakichi, I think he looks pretty good. I like his head sculpt. I don't know if that's based on a character or not, but it's very frog-esque, and I think it looks pretty good. You can see he's got the bandana, and it wraps around his whole head. It looks pretty good. I really like the design of that. Right here in the middle, he's got his little frog head, and I really like that. I can't emphasize enough how cool this looks, because he's got a lot of molded detail all over him. Like this part, it's like there's a bunch of rivets in here, and you can feel it on your hand. It feels really nice. And then right here in the middle, he's got some bumps. Feels pretty good. I like that a lot. It's even right here in his arms. So you got that. I like that a lot. He's got a lot of orange paint on him and black. Right here on the shoulder, it's orange and black. On the other side too. His hands and arm are gray. His midsection is gray. His legs are gray plastic. No paint there. But he's got a nice design over here on his legs. You can see the black right there in the orange. His feet are just molded gray plastic, so nothing going on there. Aside from the look, I really like the sandals, little ninja sandals that he's got going on there. So that looks pretty good. On the back, it's actually cleaned up pretty well. There's not much going on here aside from these, frog legs that are going to appear in his beast mode. But you can see that there. Yeah, Gamakichi, he's pretty cool. There's not much to him. He's just a little core class guy. But when it comes to Kurama, I think this guy is the main event of the whole pack. I think what they've done with him is excellent. I love the way he looks. Even if you're not a Naruto fan, I think you can appreciate just how cool the beast aspects of this looks. I like the fox head right here in the middle, the Kurama face. You can see that, and it looks really, really cool. I like that. I like the long ears that come up here. I think that's a really cool design. But like I said earlier, he's got the Naruto face. So you can see that he's got some eyeliner right there underneath his blue eyes. Looks pretty good. He's got a headband that wraps all the way around. You can see that he's got some horns right there. Looks pretty good. He's got some gray paint on his shoulders. He's got orange all throughout here. He's got some gray right there in his arms. Got a little flap right here on his crotch. Got some grays there, gray there. Nice bandages right there. I like that design a lot. He's got his beast mode legs right there on his robot legs. So you can see that there. He's got some nice designs right there. And then he's got his open toe sandal ninja shoes, and I think that looks pretty awesome. I like that a lot, actually. I think they're putting that on the new Bumblebee, if I'm not mistaken, from the Timelines ninja pack that they're doing. I think Bumblebee's also got similar shoes. So that looks pretty cool. He does have molded hands, and that's pretty cool. And Naruto fans, you guys are going to get a little mad at me because I have seen Dragon Ball. So when I saw this at first, I got confused and I was like, oh, it's like, instant transmission from Dragon Ball, I was like, oh, you know what? Wait, that's a totally different show. So I got a little confused when I saw this at first. So I don't know what it's referencing, but I'm sure if you do, you might appreciate that it's on here. He does have a hinged hand over here, so you can open that up if you want to. And we'll get into that later because it actually opens up for a reason. But yeah, that's it for that. Oh, no. Hang on. We got some 9 tails back here we got to look at too. He does have some molded tails back here. They're all molded the same way. So there's nothing different there. But I can say this much. I don't know if I'm a fan of this. I think that this is a lot of kibble back here. And it does make a lot of back weight. I don't particularly like how they've done this back here. And I'm not saying that they could have done it better. It's just, it really can't be helped, I think. This is just how it has to be. But it's not terrible. I mean, it cleans up a little good, but not really. It just sticks out a lot. So it's kind of up to you whether you like that. Personally, it's whatever to me. It's not good nor bad. It's just there. It's just something. But yeah, that's it for Kurama's robot mode. So when it comes to accessories, we'll start off with Gamakichi because he comes with the least accessories. He comes with a little scroll. You can see that there. This comes more into play in his beast mode, but you could tab these into his hand like that. It does fit in there like so. You can see that. And he does have a little tab there, and you could put that in his frog leg if you want to. This one right here, but we can look at that later in his beast mode. And then he also comes with a little sword. So you can see that. Looks pretty good. That one also fits in his hand there. So looks pretty good. I like that a lot. But this guy right here, he gets a lot of really cool accessories, and I like what they've done here. So he comes with 2 blades. So you can see these right here. This one's got some nice molded detail right there. It's got a little symbol on it. So you can see that. So eat your heart out, Naruto fans. You got that there. And then we got a 3-bladed one right here. Looks pretty good. You can see that. They got some nice detail on the bottom. You can see that there. I like that a lot. I like the handle design on that. Looks pretty good. And then he comes with these effects. So they're not, I wouldn't say they're blast effects. These are more like references to the show. He comes with this. I guess it's some kind of, I don't even, you know what? I'm not even going to guess what it is because that's going to irk a lot of Naruto fans. So just say it in the comments if you guys know what it is, and then give me a learning experience. So we'll put it like that. But if you open up his hand, like I said earlier, he has a little tab right there, and you're supposed to fit this in the inside of that. It actually fits in. It's kind of goofy how it does that, but you can see right there, and he can actually hold it up like that. So you can see that. It looks pretty cool. And then you can take these little effects and they fit on his feet. So you can put that there. And put that one over here if you can get it on. So you can do that right there. Looks pretty good. You got that. And then you also got this. You can put this in the palm of his hand as well. Or you could come over here and just stick it right there. So that looks pretty cool. I like that a lot. I like that they included that. But you can also take these blades. You see they got these little tabs right there. And then on his legs, right over here, you can actually fit these in there for weapon storage. So you can just put that in there. And then come on the other side. Slap that one right in there. Looks pretty good. I like that a lot. So you can actually fit all of his accessories on him at once, and he looks really, really cool. I like this a lot. So when it comes to articulation, we'll start with Gamakichi here since he is a small little core class. He can look to the left, he can look to the right, he can look all the way around. If you want him to, he can lift his arm up to there. That's the extent of that. Oh, wait, we got to say one more thing about his head. He can look up just a tad bit and down just a tad bit as well. And like I said, he can only go up to here, so that kind of sucks. But you can move it all the way around. You just got to maneuver it around this stupid little frog leg back there. He does have a ball-jointed elbow, so you can move that all around, which is nice. But his whole arm right here is just molded in place, so there's nothing with his wrists. He does not have a waist swivel. It's all molded in place right there, so that kind of sucks. He has ball-jointed legs, so you can kick forward. You can kick back to there. That's the extent of that. You can kick out up to there. That's pretty good. Oh, it pops off if you do that, so just be careful. It's not loose. It just pops out because it's just going up too far. You can see it's pretty stiff. He does have a knee bend, and it's a 10 out of 10 on the bend there. It is ball-jointed, so you can move that all the way around, which is nice. And then he's got little ball joint on his foot, so you can make him stand any way you please. But, oh crap. Okay, well, let's just go to Kurama now. So when it comes to Kurama's articulation, I think this guy's probably got the best articulation that is hindered by all the crap that he's got on him. Let's start with his head, though. He can look to the left, he can look to the right, he can look all the way around. You just got to lift up his ball-jointed head up to there to make it spin. He can look up all the way, he can look down just a smidge to look upon you. He can lift his arm out all the way. You can see that, but you can't rotate the whole thing around. You'd actually have to move it to here and then just do it that way if you want to get it to go all the way around like that. He does have a bicep swivel, which is nice. We like that. He has an elbow bend, which we love. He does have a wrist rotation. Look at that right there. That's nice. And he has a hinge on his hand, so you can make it move up and down like that. I'm guessing it's for whatever that represents. And then on the other hand, he also has a wrist swivel as well. Looks pretty nice. And then he's got the hinge, like I said earlier, on his hand. He does have a waist rotation, but he has all these tails attached to it, so you kind of got to move these around to get that going there, which kind of sucks. He does have a thigh rotation, so you can do that right there. Looks pretty nice. He can bend at the knee. 10 out of 10 on the bend right there. I like that a lot. And then, of course, his feet can move up and down. He's got a nice little thing going on there, but he's also got foot rockers, so you can make him stand. Let's get him to stand any way you please. So for comparison, we're going to bring in Tasmanian Kid from Beast Wars 2nd. So you can see how they look together. I think they look pretty good. If we get a diver out of this, I think they'll scale up pretty nice. So you got that. And then we'll bring in Cheetor from Kingdom. You can see how they look. Again, I think this is a better use of the mold. I like that a lot. So there you go. And then we'll bring in a bad guy. How about we bring in Mr. Waspinator? Bzzz. Put that little sucker in the middle. If we can get him to stand up. So there you go. You got Waspinator in the middle. He looks pretty good. Like that a lot. And then we'll bring in the leader of the Maximals. We got Leo Convoy. What, you think I was going to say Optimus Primal? Come on. We got Leo Convoy from Beast Wars 2nd. So you can see him right there. Looks pretty good. And then we got to bring in a bigger guy to compare with them. So who did I pick? Well, guess what, guys? I picked the biggest and the baddest of them all. Megatron from Beast Wars. So we'll put that big boy right there and you can see how they look. Yes. So here we have Kurama and Gamakichi in their beast modes, and I gotta say this is probably the best part of the whole set are these beast modes. I think these look excellent. I love the way these guys look. We'll start off with Gamakichi though. He's a nice looking toad. You can see how he looks. I think they did an excellent job with this little guy right here. You can see he's actually cleans up pretty well. I mean, he's got his little tail right there. You can see that. It doesn't look too bad back here. I actually think they did a pretty good job with this. He's got his little toad hands from his robot mode. You can see those right there. And then his robot hands actually turn into the back legs. So you can see that. Looks pretty good. His mouth does open up. If you can get your finger in there. Or there's actually a little tab back here you can push on. There you go. So you can open up his mouth and you can go, oh. You can do that. You can see his robot head in there. So you got that. yeah, that's about it for him. We'll talk about his accessories right now. I was thinking about doing it later, but we might as well just do it while we got him. So you can actually stick his little sword in his hand there. So you can do that if you want to. I don't know why you'd want to. Then you can open up his mouth and you can cover it with the little scroll. So you can stick that in there and do that if you want to. So you have options with him. I don't know why you'd want to do that. He's actually got some good articulation. Like you can move these legs back here since it's his arms. You can kind of position it and you can make him like jump, like jumping. So it looks pretty cool. I like that a lot. And then, whoa, actually he could do some little moves here. So you could do that if you want to. So yeah, it's pretty good. I like him. When it comes to Kurama, I think this guy looks really, really nice. I love this little fox beast mode. It looks really cool with his little 9 tails back here. I did a little research, you know, I'm really good with the Googles, and I figured out that this guy is based on a like Japanese folklore of mythical foxes. They have powers of transformation and whatnot. So they based Kurama off of one of those foxes, and he has 9 tails. From what I read from the show, he is inside of Naruto. It's like a spiritual animal inside of him, and he kind of fights with it for a while, but over time they get along and he can tap into that power and use it. So that's the character from that. But overall, like aside from the anime, I do really like how this guy looks. I think this head sculpt is excellent. I love the ears. I think that looks really nice. You can open up his mouth. So that looks pretty cool. I don't like, though, you can't move his head that much. You could do this if you wanted to, but I wish you could move this up a little bit more because he's kind of just stuck staring at the ground for the rest of his life. So that kind of sucks. But he's got a lot of articulation since it's a lot of his robot mode. I mean, these are his arms right here, so you can do that. You can move those around if you want to. He's got a ball-jointed paw, so you can move that around. His back legs, they kind of move like that. You can move that out there if you want to. So you got a lot of options there. This part moves too. It's on a little hinge. Looks pretty good. The thing I don't like, though, is his hands stick out. Like, it's really jarring. They did a better job cleaning that up on Cheetor, I think, than on this guy. But, you know, it is what it is. That's what they decided to do. So they're going to get points off for it later. I'm telling you guys, they're going to get points off. That's how this works. Back here, he's got his little feet hanging out. Looks pretty goofy. So you got that. I mean, you could cover him up if you want to, I think, with these tails. So you could do that there if you want to. On the other underside, I mean, he looks pretty good. Aside from these hands, he cleans up pretty well under here too. So yeah, I think that's it for Kurama. Hold your horses, guys. I just cut away, but we got to cut back because I talked about Gamakichi, but I forgot to talk about Kurama's accessories on him. So you can actually take some of these accessories like this little bloosh. You can put that on the bottom of his paws. So you actually can do that if I can figure out where the hole is. There you go. So you can stick that on there, and then you can stick this one over here. Again, I got to find the hole. So you could do that, do a little bit of that action. That looks pretty cool. Then you could take these again. You have the option to stick them on the side. So you can do that if you want to. Can they fit over here? Where's that other sword at? Okay, I ended up losing the other one. Okay, so you just take this. Does this fit up here? Come on. Oh, I think it does. Okay, I don't think it's supposed to, but it does fit in there. So you have the option to stick it up there if you want to. It looks kind of goofy, but yeah, there you go. So for comparison, we're going to slap Tasmanian Kid in here so you can see how they look. I think they look pretty nice. I like that. Looks pretty good. And then we'll go ahead and slap Cheetor in here so you can see how he looks. Looks pretty good. And like I said before, I think Cheetor did a better job with his hands in the back than Kurama did. If I can get him, there you go. You can see that. So that's it for Cheetor. And then we'll go ahead and bring in Waspinator one more time. Ah! Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm allergic to plastic bugs. So next we'll bring in Leo Convoy, and you can see how this guy looks with them. I want to get the Takara version, that new one. I don't like the price of it, but I think it would look better with these guys, especially with the cartoony face. But you can see with the Legacy one how he looks, how big he is. So you got that. And then we'll bring in the big boy himself, Megatron. Yes. And we'll put him right there in the middle. He stands up, and you can see how he towers completely over these guys. It's crazy. So, yes. So what are my final thoughts on the Transformers Naruto collaboration pack? I think it's okay. You know, I don't think this is a spectacular 2-pack, but I think it is fun. I really like the aesthetics on these guys the most. I think they look really cool, especially Kurama. I think the fox head in the middle is a nice design, and it looks really intimidating. So, you know, I think they both look really cool, especially Gamakichi too, because he's a brand new mold, and I think they did a really good job with him as a core class figure. So, you know, you could see these two together, and they just look really nice. If you have a shelf for your collaboration, you know, collection, these two will look really nice on it, because I think they look pretty good. But, you know, with the playability on him, Kurama's playability, these tails do get in the way, this backpack. It's really messy. You know, when you're trying to play around with him and move him all over the place, that backpack does get in the way. So it's one of those things where you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. It's a personal preference thing. So when it comes to the collector's rating, I'm going to give these guys, let's just say an 8. I don't want to go too high, and I don't want to go too low, because like I said before, these guys are really fun, but you know, for the price point and what you're getting, I don't think it's worth $60. If you can get it on sale, I definitely think that's the route to go, because I actually found these guys on sale for about $35. So I think that's a really good pick if you can get that price point for these guys. But, you know, aside from that, they, like I said, they're really good looking on a shelf. If you put them on the shelf, they'll look really nice. The accessories are really fun. I like how they kind of maneuvered these hands to kind of fit this little energy ball in it, and I think that's pretty cool. The swords are really nice. I like those. So, I mean, you're getting a lot of stuff with this pack, but just, you know, for a sale, I think it's worth it. If full price, maybe skip it. For the parents rating, I'm going to go a little lower, actually. I'm probably going to give this a 7, maybe a 6.5. I don't think kids are going to enjoy this pack a lot. Even if they're Naruto fans, I really don't think, you know, this is the pack for them. This really does feel like it was made for adult collectors, and, you know, you could give it to them and they might enjoy it, but I just really don't see them having a lot of fun with Kurama because of that backpack. That backpack is really annoying, and I could definitely see some kids getting annoyed with that. They would love Gamakichi, though. Gamakichi's really easy, and, you know, he looks pretty cool, but, you know, I wouldn't suggest it very high. And the pieces that it comes with are really small also, the swords and such, so those are very easy to lose. So I would just keep that in mind as well. But we have one more rating, because I had to Rick from Pawn Stars this, and I actually had to ask my friend what he thought this pack would be for Naruto fans. And he said a 9. And that actually surprised me, because he's not a Transformers fan, but he liked the fact that they look really good in their robot mode, and he thought that the beast modes were extremely accurate. So he does suggest that Naruto fans would like this a lot. So there's that rating. You know, do with that as you will as a Naruto fan. But yeah, I mean, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys like the content, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it a lot. And leave those comments down below, because I love to hear what you guys think. That's the most important part of these videos, is what you guys think. Do you guys love this pack? Do you hate this pack? Or do you feel kind of meh about this pack? And yeah, it's going to be it for this video. So I'll see you guys in the next one.